But fear doesn't need doors and windows. It works from the inside. Fear isn't so difficult to understand. After all, weren't we all frightened as children? Nothing has changed since Little Red Riding Hood faced the big bad wolf. What frightens us today is exactly the same sort of thing that frightened us yesterday. It's just a different wolf. This fright complex is rooted in every individual. He who has overcome his fears will truly be free. Fear is the main source of superstition and one of the main sources of cruelty. To conquer fear is the beginning of wisdom. Don't be afraid of your fears. They are not there to scare you. They are there to let you know that something is worth it. Everyone is afraid of something. We fear things because we value them. We fear losing people because we love them. We fear dying because we value being alive. Don't wish you didn't fear anything. All that would mean is that you didn't feel anything. Do the thing you fear to do and keep on doing it. That is the quickest and surest way ever yet discovered to conquer fear. Inaction breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage. If you want to conquer fear, do not sit home and think about it. Go out and get busy. Action cures fear. Inaction creates terror. No power so effectually robs the mind of all its powers of acting and reasoning as fear. The oldest and strongest emotion of mankind is fear, and the oldest and strongest kind of fear is fear of the unknown. Expose yourself to your deepest fear. After that, fear has no power, and the fear of freedom shrinks and vanishes. You are free. Fear is an insidious and deadly thing. It can warp judgment, freeze reflexes, breed mistakes. Worse, it's contagious. The greatest mistake we make is living in constant fear that we will make one. Let us never negotiate out of fear, but let us never fear to negotiate. The eagle has no fear of adversity. We need to be like the eagle and have a fearless spirit of a conqueror. Each of us must confront our own fears, must come face to face with them. How we handle our fears will determine where we go with the rest of our lives, to experience adventure or to be limited by the fear of it. There are two kinds of fears, rational and irrational, or in simpler terms, fears that make sense and fears that don't. Is it useful to feel fear because it prepares you for nasty events? Or is it useless because nasty events will occur whether you're frightened or not. Don't fear failure so much that you refuse to try new things. The saddest summary of a life contains 3 descriptions: could have, might have, and should have. Nothing in life is to be feared. It is only to be understood. Now is the time to understand more, so that we may fear less. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. It's better to die laughing than to live each moment in fear. He who fears, he shall suffer. Already suffers what he fears. Fears are nothing more than a state of mind. To overcome fear, here's all you have to do. Realize the fear is there and do the action you fear anyway. Do the thing you fear, and the death of fear is certain. Fear defeats more people than any other one thing in the world. Keep your fears to yourself, but share your courage with others. Your fears are a kind of prison that confines you within a limited range of action. The less you fear, the more power you will have, and the more fully you will live. He who indulges in empty fears earns himself real fears. He who is not every day conquering some fear has not learned the secret of life. People tend to be generous when sharing their nonsense, fear, and ignorance, and while they seem quite eager to feed you their negativity, please remember that sometimes the diet we need to be on is a spiritual and emotional one. Be cautious with what you feed your mind and soul. Fuel yourself with positivity and let that fuel propel you into positive action. Fear is useless. Either something bad happens or it doesn't. If it doesn't, you wasted time being afraid. And if it does, you wasted time that you could have spent sharpening your weapons. Fear doesn't shut you down. It wakes you up. Fear comes from uncertainty. When we are absolutely certain, whether of our worth or worthlessness, we are almost impervious to fear. Fear has 2 meanings: forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. The choice is yours.